Once shining stars in the automotive world, these 10 Chevys have seen better days. Their glory days are long gone, overshadowed by their shortcomings. So without wasting time, let's explore these 10 old forgotten Chevy cars today. Number 10. Chevrolet Corvair. Let's start with the Chevrolet Corvair, a car that many people seem to have forgotten. Produced between 1960 to 1969, the Corvair had a lot going for it at first, but various factors led to its decline and eventual exit from the market. One major turning point came in 1961 when Ed Cole, the guy who championed Corvair's development, moved to a different role at General Motors. Without his backing, the Corvair lost its support, and GM shifted focus to more traditional models. This lack of advocacy hurt the Corvair's chances. The car's unique design with its air-cooled rear engine posed some technical challenges that made it tricky for regular people to maintain. Most dealerships had just one mechanic who knew how to work on a Corvair, and as parts became harder to find, keeping these cars on the road grew tougher. A lot of Corvairs didn't get the care they needed, and that definitely hurt their image. Things only got tougher when the Ford Mustang burst onto the scene in 1964. Young buyers loved it for its fun, sporty vibe and wallet-friendly price. Chevy wanted to step up its game, so they introduced the Camaro in 1967. But that just pushed the Corvair further into the background. All these problems, like not getting enough support, technical hiccups, negative press, and stiff competition, led to the Corvair fading away into obscurity, becoming one of those Chevys that people hardly remember anymore. Number 9. Chevrolet Kingswood. The next on our list is Chevrolet Kingswood, a station wagon that many people have overlooked. Produced from 1969 to 1972, this car was actually one of Chevy's upscale models. It was built on the same foundations as the popular Impala and Caprice, with the Kingswood Estate being the fanciest version. What's really cool about the Kingswood is its powerful V8 engine. You could choose from options like the 350, 400, and even a gigantic 454 cubic inch engine. This wagon wasn't just for hauling the family around, it packed a punch, offering muscle car-like performance while comfortably fitting up to 9 people. It is a hidden gem in the world of classic cars. The Kingswood station wagon used to be a big deal, but it slipped from people's minds for a few reasons. First off, Chevrolet had a lot of different wagons, like the Townsman and Brookwood, which made it tricky for buyers to decide. With so many options, the Kingswood didn't really stand out like it should have. Plus, by the mid-1970s, station wagons were losing their charm as families started to prefer SUVs and minivans instead. In 1973, Chevrolet decided to simplify things by dropping the Kingswood name from their lineup, and that only added to its fading memory. Number 8. Chevrolet Lumina APV. Meet the Chevrolet Lumina APV, a standout ride that hit the roads from 1989 to 1996. General Motors created this vehicle to compete with the well-loved Chrysler minivans like the Dodge Caravan. What really made the Lumina APV special was its eye-catching, futuristic look, which led people to call it the Dustbuster, thanks to its similarity to those handy vacuum cleaners. Its signature features included a sloping windshield and a sleek black roof, giving it a cool space-age vibe that turned heads back in the day. Even with its eye-catching design and some cool features, the Lumina APV never quite hit the popularity mark like its rivals did. A big reason for this was its unusual look, which split opinions among shoppers. It also had to compete with well-known minivans like the Chrysler Town & Country and Dodge Caravan, which made things tougher. While the Lumina had a flexible interior, seats you could take out, and durable plastic body panels that fought off rust, these perks weren't enough to make up for its mixed design and lackluster performance against the competition. Plus, it kicked off with a 3.1-liter V6 engine paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission. Later on, it got an upgrade to a beefier 3.8-liter V6 engine, but despite these enhancements, it still fell short when compared to other minivans out there, especially the ones from Chrysler. They really knew how to deliver performance and flexibility that the APV just couldn't keep up with. Number 7. Chevrolet Corsica. The Chevrolet Corsica, which hit the roads from 1987 to 1996, has kind of faded into the background when it comes to Chevys. It started as a go-to option for rental services and fleet vehicles, but soon found its way into showrooms and gained some popularity among buyers. But as time went on, the Corsica didn't get the best reviews. Many people saw the Corsica as just okay or forgettable, especially when you compare it to other Chevys like the Cavalier. By 1997, new safety rules meant the Corsica needed a big update to stay relevant. Instead of giving it a makeover, Chevy decided to retire it and bring in the Chevrolet Malibu. Number 6. Chevrolet Sprint. The Chevrolet Sprint, produced between 1983 to 2003, is one of those little-known Chevy models that many car fans might overlook. It's got a unique backstory, but never really made waves in the US market. Essentially, the Sprint was a rebranded version of the Suzuki Cultus, a small car that found great success in Japan. When the Sprint hit the streets, American automakers like Chevy were eager to catch up with the rising popularity of compact and fuel-efficient cars from Japan. The Sprint featured a tiny 1.0-liter three-cylinder engine that only offered 48 horsepower. That's not much compared to the bigger engines most Americans were used to. While it excelled in fuel economy, boasting up to 43 miles per gallon on the highway, drivers who loved their powerful cars found it lacking. Even the turbocharged version, known as the Sprint Turbo, managed to bump the power up to 73 horses, but it still didn't impress the American audience. With its small size, modest power, and unremarkable design, it didn't exactly stand out in a crowded market. Plus, it was just a Suzuki with a Chevy badge. It lacked the distinctive flair and heritage that fans typically associate with Chevrolet. And with a production run in the US from 1985 to 1988, it quickly faded from memory, mostly remembered by a handful of dedicated enthusiasts. Number 5. Chevrolet Citation X11. This little ride aimed to blend the excitement of a hot hatch with the stylish flair of a muscle car. It was part of the Chevrolet Citation family and made history as the first Chevrolet to feature front-wheel drive. Despite its eye-catching design and sporty ambitions, the Citation X11 hasn't exactly made waves in car history. In the 80s, a slew of other vehicles came onto the scene, offering better performance and reliability. Japanese brands like Honda and Toyota brought popular models like the Civic and Corolla, giving buyers plenty of exciting options. With such stiff competition, the Citation X11 struggled to find its place and has largely faded from memory. Today, the X11 is quite a rare find since only a handful were produced. Because there aren't many left, fewer people can reminisce about driving one, which makes it less significant in automotive culture compared to other standout models of the era. Although it was sold as a sporty ride, many fans felt it fell short of delivering the thrilling muscle car vibe it promised. The V6 engine was decent, but it just didn't give the exciting experience that enthusiasts were looking for in a car meant to blend the fun of a hot hatch with the classic muscle car spirit. This gap between what people expected and what they got is why the X11 isn't a name that sticks in the minds of car lovers today. Number 4. Chevrolet Monza Mirage. Now, let's discuss the Chevrolet Monza Mirage 1997. This special edition was designed to shake things up in a muscle car scene that was losing its spark. With its sporty body kit, flared fenders, eye-catching decals, and a vibrant paint job, the Mirage definitely turned heads. It came with a 305 V8 engine, promising that classic muscle car thrill. However, while it looked the part, it didn't quite deliver the performance fans were hoping for. With a 305 V8 engine cranking out around 145 horsepower, it just didn't have the get-up and go that muscle car fans were hoping for. Plus, the car was pretty heavy, which made things even tougher on its performance. Like a lot of GM cars from the late 70s, the Mirage had its fair share of problems. Many of them were put together poorly, with body kits that didn't fit quite right. People reported gaps in the panels and plastic parts that were barely hanging on, often held together with weak materials like staples. One of the biggest problems with the Monza Mirage was rust, which meant that many of these cars didn't stick around for long because they started falling apart. With only about 4,000 made, the Monza Mirage is quite a rare find today. Back when it was first released, it didn't grab the attention of many buyers, and now very few are still in decent condition. To make things even tougher, the Monza Mirage had to compete with some big names like the Ford Mustang II and Pontiac Firebird. These rivals often stole the show with their performance and style, leaving Monza struggling to shine in the spotlight. Number 3. Chevrolet Chevelle Laguna. The Chevrolet Chevelle Laguna, made from 1973 to 1976, was designed to be the fancy sibling of the Chevelle family. It brought a smoother, more comfortable driving experience with stylish touches like urethane front bumpers and a sportier look. In 1974, the Laguna Type S3 stepped onto the scene, taking over from the Chevelle SS as the go-to model for speed enthusiasts, sporting a sleek, NASCAR-inspired front end. Despite its potential, it never really took off with the masses. High fuel prices, a shift away from muscle cars, and design choices that split opinions kept it from finding its audience. With fewer of them made and a short production span, it's now seen as a forgotten Chevy. Number 2. Chevrolet Greenbrier Rampside. Next on our list is the Chevrolet Corvair 95 Rampside, a quirky gem from 1961 to 1965 that often gets lost in the shuffle of classic cars. This truck stands out with its one-of-a-kind design and appeals to a specific crowd. It belongs to the Corvair 95 family, which also featured some unique vans and pickups, much like the popular Volkswagen Type 2. What sets the Rampside apart is its awesome fold-down side ramp. This handy feature makes it super easy to load up heavy or awkward stuff like lawnmowers and motorcycles. That's actually how it got its name. It quickly became a go-to choice for landscapers and other workers who needed to transport their equipment without any hassle. It was powered by a rear-mounted, air-cooled flat-six engine, the same one found in the Corvair, giving it 80 horsepower. While that might sound okay, it was pretty noisy and didn't have much muscle compared to other pickups at the time. The clever side ramp was a cool feature, but the unique rear engine setup meant the cargo bed wasn't totally flat. This design choice, along with its specific use and somewhat high price, caused sales to drop after the truck first hit the market. Back in 1961, the Rampside made a decent splash with around 11,000 units sold, but interest waned quickly after that. By 1965, Chevrolet pulled the plug on production, turning their attention to more standard models. Number 1. Chevrolet Model 490. This was Chevrolet's first big push into the world of mass-market vehicles, taking a direct shot at the popular Ford Model T. When it hit the market, it was priced at $490, cleverly undercutting the Model T by just $5. This move kicked off a legendary rivalry in the car industry. The Model 490 was all about being practical and affordable for everyday people. It came with handy features like electric lights and an optional electric starter. Pretty fancy for a car at that price. At first, the Model 490 was a hit, but over time its price kept climbing. By 1921, it had jumped to about $800 as Chevrolet packed in more features like electric horns, headlight dimmers, and a stronger 24-horsepower engine. It found its audience, selling more than 750,000 cars. However, it still couldn't compete with the Ford Model T, which flew off the assembly line with over 15 million sold. The Model 490 often gets overlooked, mainly because it lived in the shadow of more popular Chevrolet cars like the Superior and the iconic Model T that ruled the roads. But don't let its forgotten label fool you. This car was vital for Chevrolet's journey. It helped the brand team up with General Motors and set the stage for Chevrolet to eventually take the lead over Ford as the top-selling car maker in America. Did you enjoy this video? If so, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more awesome content like this. Also, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you.